check our grains and see how that's heating up. Let me come over here and grab a temperature checker. We dangled those nice cracked grains, and we've got all kinds of temperature sensors that we can use. All you do is just dip it in there, and we're going to heat this up to about 160 degrees for the next step. But it's been heating up from cold, and that's a real important part. Heating it slowly from cold, building the wort. We're at about 126 degrees right now, so that's not too bad. That's working. It's always nice to come in and kind of give those grains a shake. Mix it around a little bit. It's like a giant tea bag, and it's really neat when you juggle it up and down like that. It kind of rolls the grain. It just gets all that flavor going. Wow, I can't wait. This is my favorite beer, and I'll tell you what, when I go up family vacations and things like that, everybody's looking for those. Looking for those homebrew beers. Can't quite. Oh, it's starting to get some nice aroma now. Starting to. And when it gets a little warmer, it starts to boil. Oh man, does that smell good. Alrighty, so pretty easy instructions. I've got the grains in there, got it heating up. Let's go over here. Our next step while that's warming up is to just start pouring out our liquid malts. And these little containers. Got all kinds of the liquid malt extract that we do, depending on the beer you have. I even have a little bit of honey up there on the counter for those honey beers. I've got to do a little bit more of my dark malt, and I've already kind of got it started. But this stuff is like molasses, and it's really sweet, extremely strong tasting. Actually use it on your pancakes, but it's very strong and concentrated. So what I need to do is just a little bit more liters. I need to get up to 3.5 liters. So I'm headed for right about there. Alrighty, I've actually already done my amber malt over here, so that you didn't have to wait for that. We'll put that up here. Boy, that is some really sticky stuff. That would be just terrific. Okay. So it's a little bit of a slow process with that. What we'll do next, after I get that turned off, is according to our nice easy steps, is after we get that going, we're going to weigh out our hops in the color-coded plates. Different brews of beer will take a different variety of hops added at different times through your beer brewing. But all that's right on the directions, so it's really great. The directions here tell you which hops go into which plate. It's all the way to where I need it to go. So just going to let that sit there for a minute. Okay, I think we're ready for our hops, and what I'm looking for here is about 80 grams of Cascade hops. All the hops are kept in the cooler, so let's go on over here. Boy, have we got a lot of great hops to choose from. A lot of the hops right here from our Northwest territories and all over the world, actually. Let's see, our Cascade hops are right here. So let me grab those. Okay. So my instructions say I need 80 grams of the Cascade hops. Cascade, right out here in the Pacific Northwest. We like it homegrown. Let's see, make it go to grams instead of ounces, and I'm looking for 80. So we'll just pop those in. 82. Okay, we'll take a couple out. 80, right on the nose. Okay, so we've got all of our hot plates ready to go, and they go in at a little bit different times. The ingredients are on the nice, easy to use recipe sheet, and there's just 2 sheets to work with. So, you know, anybody can do this. You can just follow along the instructions. And right now we've got all of our ingredients ready to go. We've actually started the grains in the big copper kettles. So now all we have to do is wait for just a little bit more, and we'll turn all that into what's called the wort after we start adding all the malts in and everything like that. And then we get the boil really going, and once we're actually able to turn it on to boil, that's when we go to the timer on the back side. And we'll have you follow along with us with that, but for right now, you know, I think I got to come over here. When you're brewing beer, you got to enjoy a beer. Cheers. It's getting better every drink, but I think it's time to check our mash. Let's see. Come on over here with me and let's go take a look. Got a little temperature gauge, and I have been coming over and just kind of giving it a little stir, and just to get those grains all mixed around in there, and make a great tea. We've got our little temperature gauge. We can pop that in. We're looking for about 160 degrees, and I'm sure we're there. 163. All right, good. 163 degrees. So it's really easy. This is we're only on step 2 here. We are at 160 degrees, and now it's time to turn a mash into a malt, into a wort, excuse me. So let's come on over here. Well, I don't know if you can see this, but this little guy is still sticky dripping. It's been there for 15 minutes. By the way, this whole process goes pretty quickly. I think we've only been at it for maybe 35 or 40 minutes. Okay. So according to my directions here, instructions, we need to get this malt over there. We're at 160 degrees. Oh man, are those heavy? Oh. Also grabbed a little handy spatula. Boy, that sticky stuff is hard to get out, and I want every juicy drop I can. So we're at 160 degrees. I'm done making tea, making mash. I'm done making tea, so this comes out, but I want to drain all that goodness right out of there. Oh, these grains are awesome. You can take this home and make some bread with it if you like. It's now spent grain. Okay, let me just put that down in our trough. We'll deal with that later. Now in goes the syrup. Let those puppies drain for a little bit, get the most of it out, but I'm going to have to kind of get in there and scoop the rest of it out. That's some really heavy malt liquid. It gets down into there to the bottom. It's going to go in there. It's going to go right to the bottom. You've got to stir like mad to get that stuff mixed up in there. Then we're going to bring it up to a boil. And we'll go on to step 4. Okay. Welcome back. I've already taken out the malt extract and used our little spatula to get all that goop out of here. And well, we've been working at this for only about 10 minutes. Come on over here and take a look. We've got a nice rolling boil going. So at this stage, we start step number 4, and I've got a nice looking boil there. And oh my goodness, when that starts boiling, you can. Oh boy, does that smell rich? wholesome. I like just, the grains, and it's just wonderful. It's got a beautiful color already too. So I am ready to turn the steam valve off while I add the first blue plate of some hops and Irish moss. Over here to get a blue plate. Cheers. So we're doing really good on our destructions. Right now we get to use the blue plate for the hops. These are the bittering hops. We've also got some aromatic hops and some flavoring hops to go. This is the Cascadian blue plate of hops. We also have the Irish moss in here. This is a little tricky. It can get pretty bubbly when you start adding the hops in, so you have to kind of be a little bit careful. Put it in a little bit at a time, and boy, you can see it really start bubbling up. On over here and let's take a look. So if you can see that, as soon as I put those in, boy, look at that, start erupting. It gets a little excitable. So you have to be a little careful. Spread those hops around, and you can't just dump them in. It could really get foamy and volatile. So just a little bit at a time. You can see that boiling in there, and that green. Those hops, they dissolve really quickly. All right. Give that a good little stir. Put it in the big paddle.